In days gone by, no train could move without a fire. Today, it's a different story. In an ever-changing world, we have to be totally in control, constantly alert, and prepared for any emergencies. They can occur anywhere at any time, and they could involve you in a fire. In most environments, if fire breaks out, when the alarm sounds, people can usually escape without a problem. With equipment immediately to hand, most blazes can be extinguished before damage can occur. On a train, traveling at speed, even a small blaze will increase rapidly, and the smoke it produces can quickly fill a large area. A carriage like this could fill with smoke in a couple of minutes. It can happen as quickly as this. We are adding the smoke electronically with video special effects. The passengers don't know it's there. You can imagine their reaction if this was a real fire and real smoke. This is what can easily happen if an emergency is mishandled, and everyone will be at risk. If you are in charge of a train when fire breaks out, you must know what to do. In a fire, it's smoke which is the biggest killer. Here we've set fire to an old chair cover. Most of the furnishings on our trains are fire resistant, but that doesn't apply to all the things our customers may carry. Flammable materials are brought aboard every day. Aerosols, hairsprays and alcohol are all flammable, and in a fire they can cause havoc. Paper, wood and cloth are flammable too. When heat is applied, they give off smoke and fumes, which can spread through a train in a very short time. This is a specially staged demonstration, but if rubbish is allowed to collect on trains, the same problems will occur. Fires start when heat, fuel and oxygen are brought together. It may happen deliberately or accidentally. So on every train, fire is an ever-present possibility. If you were working on this train and the alarm was raised, would you know what to do? You're responsible for the safety of everyone on board, so you must be prepared. That's why these people are attending a fire safety training course.
I'll put the flammable liquid fire out together. Okay, not too close. Right, I'll keep swirling. Hitting it over the back so that it comes forward. And there we go. Fire out.
The course deals with points everyone needs to know about. But let's go back to that awful moment which we all hope will never happen to us. This train is on fire. Now it's up to the driver and the guard, if there's one on board, to bring it to a halt and ensure the safety of everyone on board. First, he must find a safe place to stop. Always try to avoid stopping in places where it could be difficult to tackle a fire and dangerous for passengers to disembark. If you're on your own, try to make an announcement as soon as possible.
Your attention please. We have a small fire on the train. Please move away from the fire into the next compartment if possible. Please do not touch the green handle. Do not try to leave the train until the train has come to a stop and the driver will come back and assist. Thank you.
We realize that there's a lot for you to do, and making an announcement may be difficult. But a few calming words early in an emergency can prevent panic and let people know something's being done. Your first responsibility is to stop the train in a safe place and raise the alarm.
We have an emergency on the train.
Call the signaller and explain what is happening.
Approximately 300 yards countryside of Shoreham Station. Can you alert the emergency services please?
Driver 2 Zulu 01. You require emergency services. 300 yards countryside of Shoreham Station. Okay, driver.
Your radio must be correctly set up with the right area code. The signaller can then call the emergency services, and you know that help is on the way. Like the fire brigade, protecting life is your first priority. If you've stopped your train with other lines alongside, you may need to place track circuit clips on lines which are affected. In a real fire, you may find people try to detrain without being told to do so. They're less likely to do this if you keep them informed.
Can I have your attention please, ladies and gentlemen? This is your guard speaking. We have a small fire on board, but there is no cause for alarm. For your own safety, please remain on the train. If
you've got help on board, it will be easier, and you can work as a team.
Help is on the way.
Now, because the crew have recalled their training and acted in the correct way, the train has been stopped in a safe place. Action has been taken to prevent other trains getting involved. The signaller knows what's happening, and the emergency services have been informed. Now you can evacuate any passengers who are near the fire. Remember, it is smoke which is the biggest killer. So move everyone to safety as quickly as possible. You may have to deal with some difficult people, and you will need to recall your training.
Yeah, okay, please, come down.
What's going on? What's going on?
We're going to get you off the train as quick as possible.
Right.
Get through,
Where's the go?
come through to the next coach.
Right.
Go through the next coach. Press the button.
When everyone is safe, you can attempt to put out the blaze, if it's safe to do so. You have seen the extinguishers we provide, but do you know how they work, or what kind of fires they should be used on? Remember, fires start when these three elements are brought together. To put out a blaze, you must remove any one of them. You can cool the heat, cut off the oxygen, or eliminate the fuel so there's nothing to burn. There are two main types of extinguisher you may encounter: water and foam. It's vital to use the right one for the job.
Flammable liquid fire out. We'll show you the right way and the wrong way. You never ever use water on a flammable liquid fire, and I'll show you why. And this is the wrong way.
For flammable liquids, you should always use a foam spray extinguisher. It can be used on most other fires too.
Okay, not too close. Right, keep swirling. Isn't it over the back so it comes forward? And there we go.
Foam gradually spreads across the burning liquid, cutting it off from the oxygen it needs to stay alight. It acts as a seal, which will help to prevent reignition. Extinguishers are usually fitted with some kind of safety device. Remove it first, then squeeze the grip and aim the jet, making sure the aspirator, which spreads the spray, is working properly. Foam extinguishers were always cream-colored, but now all new extinguishers will be red, regardless of their content. You need to check the instructions to see what they contain and what kind of fires they can be used on. So, if an emergency occurs, and you stay calm and follow the correct procedures, you and the others on your train should be all right. If you lose control or fail to take the correct steps, it may be a different story. Let's see how good you're likely to be if fire breaks out when you're in charge. We're going to ask you a few questions based on the points we've explored in this video. We're going to start here. We want you to imagine that fire has broken out on this train. As it travels along, a passenger raises the alarm. The driver reacts and immediately stops the train at this point. Has he done the right thing? The answer is no. He's right to stop the train, but this is not a good place to do it. It will be difficult for people to escape and for the emergency services to gain access. It would have been better if he'd carried on for a few seconds and stopped in the station, which is just up the line. There are some places where it would be very unwise to stop. Imagine trying to rescue anyone in trouble here. Avoid tunnels, bridges and steep cuttings, and try to find a place where it will be easy for the emergency services to gain access. For our second question, we want you to imagine that you're in charge of this train. The alarm has been raised and you can hear sounds of panic. There are 3 things you must do immediately. Can you recall what they are? The first thing to do is to alert the signaller and explain what's happening.
This is a driver on 2001. We're emergency on the train, we have a fire on the train.
Make sure the signaller gets the message right.
On 2001. You require emergency services and you're 300 yards countryside or Shoreham station. Okay, I will call the emergency services straight away. Okay, driver.
Fire brigade.
Yes, I have a train on fire.
If you can't get through using the normal channels, dial 999 from an internal phone or any BT line.
Hold the line 1 second, just checking the address.
When the alarm has been raised, you should use track circuit clips to warn any trains which might be affected. Move passengers at risk away from danger. So these are the 3 steps you should have recalled. Inform the signaller, protect your train, and move any passengers who could be in danger. When you move passengers away from a fire, which of these places should you try to avoid? Always try to keep them aboard. People will usually respond positively if they're kept informed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your guard speaking. We have a small fire on board, but there is no cause for alarm. For your own safety, please remain on the train. If there is smoke where you are, move to another carriage and close any doors behind you. Help is on the way.
Closed doors will stop smoke spreading. Any evacuation must be properly organized.
Okay, that's it, take it steady. Come on, hands around there.
People should be kept together in a safe place, well away from any danger.
That's it. Okay.
On your fire training courses, you will be given more detailed advice on what to do if fire breaks out. But if you remember the points we've explored in this video, you should be able to deal with any emergency and show all the confidence you will need to display.
Fire out. Thank you very much. That's it, and that's the way we put a flammable liquid fire out.